You can start. Ma'am is here, right?
Yeah, okay, sir. So
So
good
ma'am,
afternoon. We are batch 25 and we are here to present our project automated water flow management and crop prediction using IoT and machine learning. So in the coming hour, we are going to discuss about these contents: introduction, proposed system, design details, objectives, methodology, testing, and conclusion. So introduction. India is the second most populated country in the world, nearly fifth of the world's population, and two-thirds of its population is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture. And farmers in India face many problems like scarcity of water, lack of laborers, and many more. So to help our farmers with some of these issues, we are proposing our system model. In the proposed system, we have deployed different sensors in the soil, and the moisture and temperature of the soil is recorded using sensors. And based on these values, we trigger a trigger is generated to turn on and off the motor. And when the moisture level of the soil is set to a threshold level, water is shifted automatically to other fields. And based on the location, a best suitable crop is predicted to yield more profits. Next slide. Coming to design details, in the above architecture, we have divided a piece of land into 3 plots, and we have deployed water sensor, moisture sensor, temperature and humidity sensors in all 3 plots. And the recorded values are sent to base station using RFID through cloud database. In base station, we trigger water motor to pump water using the sensor values. And using water sensor, we get to know that how much quantity of water has been flown through it. And with measuring of water, we also forecast weather using API protocol. So next slide.
Coming to objectives, our main objective is to design automated water system for water management in agricultural fields. We need to automate the motor on and off based on the moisture level of the soil. And the farmer can view the farm activity without visiting the farm by using digital platform. Like they can view in the cloud where the water flow is going and all. Next is to predict the crop based on location, soil moisture, temperature, and humidity, etc.
Okay, coming to methodology, we have used two algorithms here. One is k-means clustering, which is in the IoT part. This is for triggering motor automatically, and the other is KNN. K-means it is an unsupervised machine learning algorithm, which tries to partition data set into clusters, and usually it works as follows. Like it selects number of clusters to be identified, then selects random distinct points, then it measures the distance between each point, assign a nearest cluster, and calculate mean of each cluster. And in our proposed system, k-means work like this. First, we have created a data frame using two-dimensional data set that is more like a spreadsheet with sensor values. Step 2 is finding centroids. Like to find the best cluster, we'll have to compare it with other clusters. So we'll have to group all the sensor values. We'll have to see which cluster works best by calculating the mean. Then we'll randomly assign data for each cluster to calculate the centroid.
ಚೈತ್ರ 1 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್. ರಜತ್, ನಿನ್ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ನ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡು. ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೆ ಝೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡು.
ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ.
while finding cluster, you can't, we can't take exact 1k value. So we'll have to go on calculating for other k values, like reassigning each sensor value to calculate nearest cluster centroid. This is stopped when there is no future upgrades, or there is some, if until there is no other different value other than the threshold value we have given already. Once there is no variance, or once there is no variance, the motor is triggered off. This is how k-means work here. Next slide. Next. KNN algorithm. KNN algorithm, here we have used it for crop prediction. This is a type of supervised machine learning algorithm which is usually used for classification. Two properties which define KNN well are listed here. One is lazy learning algorithm, because we don't have a specified data set, like this is one is for training data, this one is testing data. This considers all the data for training while classification. And non-parametric, that means this algorithm, if we have not given any one of the parameter, it doesn't assume that to be something else. It just leaves it as it is. How it works is, step one, for implementing any algorithm, of course, we need some data set. So the first step in KNN is we load the training data as well as testing data. Testing data here is the current data we are taking now. Like when a user is using, the current data he is giving, it will be the test data, and the training data we'll already store that in a local database that contains all sensor values, flow sensor value, temperature sensor value, humidity, moisture sensor values. The next step is we choose the value of k. Here the value of k is nothing but the value given by the user. It is taken from the test data, and that acts like a centroid point to find the nearest cluster. Next, for each point in that test data, we'll calculate the distance between test data and that training data. In order to calculate distance, we are using Euclidean distance formula, which calculates the distance between two real value vectors. We have some other distance next slide. We have some other distance formulas like Hamming, Manhattan, and Minkowski. But usually Euclidean is used in these cases. Hamming distance is not used because it calculates distance between two binary vectors, and we'll have to calculate all the values to binary in order to use that. The Manhattan, it is usually used in problems like taxi cab taking shortest path, or in board games and all. So we were using Euclidean here. Using Euclidean formula, we'll calculate the shortest distance. We'll calculate the distance between the training data and the test data. And now, based on that distance, we'll sort them in an array, in an ascending order, and then assign to which class the test data belongs to. From that, we can calculate which crop we can predict. So this is the working of the above algorithm. An example of above algorithm. If we consider a blue star to be a test data, then the three rectangles, green rectangles and three red squares, red circles are here. In KNN algorithm, if there is a conflict which class to choose, we'll take a vote. Then if we consider k equals 3, we'll see the three nearest clusters, data sets to which that test data is near to. And then here we can see that blue star is near to all the three red circles. So we can easily classify that blue star to be the class of those red circles. Next slide. Yeah, with good confidence level.
Chaitra.
Sir?
Chaitra. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Why you keep doing in between? Get back to the previous slide. You said you take a vote. Okay,
Ah,
on
yes,
which
sir.
class to be there. Just go there, go there. Yeah. Now, what if the blue star is exactly midway between the 3 green and the 3 red? What will you do? Let me annotate now. 1 minute. What if it is here? Can you see where I'm circling?
No, no, sir.
No.
It's
Oh,
not visible from there.
no. Ah, yeah,
And
yes, sir.
ah,
Yeah.
ah, yeah. What if it's there? How will you now take the vote? Because you said now you take a vote, right? I heard you say
Yes, sir.
something. Yeah, so if it is a equidistant from those 3 circles, so how will you do it now? Which
So,
cluster will it be? Yeah.
we have different methodologies like elbow plotting and graphs and all those methods can be
Which
used.
methodology? Tell me how you now decide which cluster this will belong to. Should it belong to the rectangular cluster or the square or the circular red cluster? Where will it go now? Tell.
So based on the formula like Euclidean distance.
What?
So
What are you following? There's no formula that can calculate it. Is that what you're trying to say?
it chooses the nearest neighbor.
Yeah, that is true. How will you choose the nearest neighbor? Now you look at it. Remember one thing, real world data are always messy. They will not be exactly as you wanted it to be. Now I have this now. This is my problem. Okay. Which cluster will it be? Will it join and justify why you should go to that cluster? Quickly. I hope you all understood my question, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So which cluster will it go? Now there is no voting here. Because see there you said also no or GS cluster sensor and nothing else. The KNN is we wish to take a vote from. See, we don't in this case now. Tell me now. I want to vote it to go to the green. Okay, that is what I decided. And now, which one would be the most optimal part, or the most optimal cluster in which it will belong to? Which cluster will it go?
Green, sir.
It will go to green. I know. Why won't it go to red?
So because the K value, if you take 3, the distance between the 2 red are a little bit far away.
It's the same, right? You look at it, no? Yeah, the other one has three data set, 3 elements also, or data items also. This also has 3. Now, the number of clusters I want to take is 3. It's fine. First cluster goes there, second cluster goes there. Where will that point belong to? That is my question.
So
It will go to the green part.
it chooses 3 nearest neighbors. In that, which were near, like in 3 nearest neighbor, if you have 2 greens.
I got it. Tell me in this case where it will go. It will go to the green, right?
Yes.
Why will it not go to the red? Because I'm telling if it's exactly the same distance, seems you don't understand what I mean. Same distance from here. See, if I measure from here to here, it's the same distance from here to here. It's the same distance from here to here. It's the same distance. Did you see what I annotated now?
Yes.
Can you? So if it is same distance to all of them, how will I choose where it will belong to?
Sir, there will be a small variant in the values, no, sir. There can't be same values.
So how?
How,
how
sir,
will I do?
If blue star is having a value 3, then green is having 3.7 and red cluster is having 3.5, then it calculates the distance from blue star to green and blue to red cluster.
You
Which
guys are
value?
not paying attention to your literature survey, okay? She says something about Euclidean distance. There's another one called Mahalanobis whatever distance, and another one, okay? So in cases where Euclidean distance will not go, you have to introduce I think this is my or city block distance or something. That one you have to use. Okay, because there is always a way out of this. You cannot assume it's going to go to this cluster or that cluster, okay? You look at distance matrices, there will be one in which if all seems to be the same, then we have to find a parameter that will fine tune this so that we'll say, okay, fine, it belongs to this, and that is it. Next, continue. Next.
Yes, sir. Coming to result discussion, this project deals with water management in agriculture fleets. and the crop can be predicted based on location. We are predicting the crop based on location and
1
weather.
minute, 1 minute. Yeah, you guys said something that you have set up sensors. That was, I
Yes.
had somebody say, where did you set up sensor? Tell. Who
Sir,
gave you money for the sensor? Where did you
Sir?
set up the sensor? Tell.
Sir,
Where?
we'll share the video.
You did not, did you do any research? You are reporting what you, maybe those people set up a sensor and they collected data, but you are telling you set up a sensor. Where? Which farm? Which agricultural farm? Do you have an image of the sensor which you set up?
So we are
Which type of sensor?
making a small three plots.
I know, but have you done it or you are making?
We are
making,
making,
sir.
sir. We are testing the sensor.
Yeah, that's what. But somebody reported now, no? I don't know who. So you, when you are presenting, you said you have set up sensors, right? I heard it, no? Right or wrong?
Sir, sorry.
No, one of you said it, that you have set up sensors to monitor this and blah, 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 right? While you are still about to set up the sensor, and you're making a model, it's not even the real thing. Are you doing it on a real agricultural land, or you are doing it kind of as an indoor, exercise? Are you going to do it on an agricultural land?
No, sir.
No, sir.
We're dividing a small plot.
Sample of that.
You are taking a prototype, no? So you should see, I don't know, anyway. Because see, in this era, I don't know, you at least you should have a working solution. No, some working solutions should be there. Instead of doing it as a prototype, you can as well try it on some agricultural land. No? Remember I told you guys this before also.
Sir, the sensors differ from prototype to the real land, sir. So for demo,
okay, so what are you doing? What are you guys doing? Are you using the real sensors?
Yes, sir.
You've purchased them, or you are going to purchase?
We have already purchased, sir.
Give me an example of a moisture sensor. I will Google it now because I don't know about sensors. Quickly, give me an example of a moisture sensor. Which at least they will have specifications and stuff. Quickly, tell. Because you said here now, the moisture sensor I used to check. Give me an example, quickly. Now you don't know. Don't Google. Tell now. Whatever you tell me, I'll check it online. Quickly. Rajat YN.
Yes, sir.
Chaitra.
Yeah.
Then, which sensor? See there, the third point. The moisture sensors I used to check the moisture content. What is the name of that sensor? I want to buy it. Tell.
Oh, just 1 second, sir. We have already.
You are checking online. You are
No,
checking
sir.
online.
Then
what knows are you? It is you are in result discussion, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you are already in result discussion. No, so you have done something. You don't know the
Yes,
type
sir.
of sensor. What's the
That
name?
is
You Google it.
nothing. Google it, sir. Capacitive soil moisture sensor V1.2.
Oof. So if I go now, tell them just give me soil moisture sensor like that. It doesn't have any anything or like that. There won't be any specification. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. So what kind of data is he going to collect? Sensor data, right? What kind of data?
Sir, it is going to collect the moisture and temperature and humidity of that soil, sir.
You guys don't even understand anything first. I just saw now, soil moisture sensor, some will have some specification, they will have some rating. One is there only sometimes 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, or whatever. They will have something, right? If you go and buy a transistor, you say, give me a transistor. You want to buy a resistor, you say, give me a resistor. You cannot tell maybe how many kilo ohm resistor or what is this or what type of transistor, NPN, BNP or whatever, something, there will be a rating now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, guys. And the model, the developed model reduces human power required for agricultural work. This is the problem. You have developed this model now, and now you are telling you are still about to do it. And you are reporting that the developed model, guys, the developed model, see there. Okay, show the model now, show. Forget all your discussion, run the code now, show complete model, because see it here. See, the developed model reduces human power required for agricultural work. Now demonstrate, demo it quickly. Demo your project.
So we are still about to do that, sir.
Then what is this, man? Please ask other groups, right? Ask them, no? This stage you have to demonstrate it, right or wrong?
Sir,
No, right or wrong, guys?
one second, sir. We have developed the front end, sir.
No,
To
please,
enter
no,
the
answer my question. Answer my question. At this stage, you should show us some working model, right? At least a working prototype, right or wrong?
1 second, sir.
Wrong or no? Wrong. Ask other groups, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
at the end of the presentation, you are sure.
Sir, we have developed the application.
You are just showing me some simple web page. Show me the working model.
Sir,
You are
I was
developing. What
about to do.
developing?
Sir, about
This is just one project. I don't want this. Show me the working model. How does it predict? How did you integrate that? How does it reduce human stuff? There must be some matrices. No. Maybe you did this and you ran it on this, blah, 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 and you're getting so many accuracy. That is how it's reducing human input or whatever. Human, what do you call it? Intervention. You are just showing me a website. Are you in 5th sem?
No, sir.
Then you just showed an interface. This is just what? How is it? How does it relate to your final year project? See, the problem is you reported already, no, that the developed model. Show the model. How did you integrate? This is IoT, no. Show me the integration. At least you have a screenshot somewhere, right? At least something you simulated. You are just. Is this all you have done? Just be sincere. Is this all you have done?
No, sir. We are still doing, sir.
I know. For now, is this the only page that is this all you guys have done? Only this thing I'm seeing.
No, sir. 1 second. So you can register. If the new user, you have to register, giving your details about credential.
Show me the working model. No. Sure. The user will log in. Everybody knows that.
So this is for crop prediction, sir.
Show me how it predicts crop. No, sure. You can simulate something. You take some dummy thing and just you put it and say, see, sir, this is how it's going to simulate and this and that and that. No, I want to see the simulation now. Must I log in also? No, what is the use of login, register here now, blah. What is the use of all this logging in?
Sir, to know about the crop prediction, sir, and if he is a new user, he has to register and log in, and he has to give the.
I don't explain this. Just show me that side, the integration part. That only I want to see. Then I will ask you about the back end. Login. So prediction.
Sir, it automatically takes the location, sir. Google API. From Google API.
Okay. What are these points? What are these points? 12.8 something. Because see, just imagine, it's showing location over. What are these points? 77 point something. These,
Sir,
what are they?
Longitude and latitude, sir.
But there is no placeholder that shows that it's longitude. Just imagine, nothing to show. At least you can put a placeholder, right? Or even use a text field to show that this is longitude, this is latitude, right?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Which language did you use to develop this? What's your front end? What did you use in the front end part?
HTML, sir.
HTML is front end. Back end is what?
Back end MySQL, sir.
Google Analytics, what will happen in Analytics?
Sir, it gives the prediction value, sir.
Click.
Sir, you have to have a strong Wi-Fi connection, sir.
Okay, where are you? Are you in Bangalore or in Mysore? Where are you?
Sir, Naguanahalli, sir.
Huh?
Naguanahalli, sir.
Nagunahalli.
Yes, sir.
That is Mysore, right?
No, sir, it belongs to Mandya, sir.
Okay, but I saw the location showed Bangalore. See?
Yes, sir, but
is it another default location? Default location.
Default,
right?
sir, it's taking a default location. If you have a strong Wi-Fi connection, it takes your exact location.
Okay, fine. So what is this of ASPS here now? Why ASPS here?
Where, sir?
See there, where, sir? See where I circled.
Sir,
you said you use HTML.
Extension.
So why ASPS?
Sir,
that is the problem. Somebody has developed and given you, you cannot even explain also. You are telling me front-end is this. Okay, what is ASPS? Tell.
So if you write a code in .NET language, you have to give an extension. Yes.
So what is .NET now? What is
Programming
.NET used for? Huh?
It's a language, sir.
Is a language. C also is language. C# also is a language.
Yes, sir.
Java is also a language. So what is .NET? You cannot even tell. This is for the server-side scripting language. Then if you want to write the business logic, then you have to use C#, which you guys call C#, which you guys call C#.
Yes,
so,
sir.
but you're telling me now you use HTML, Baba? Huh? HTML is not even a programming language. It's a markup language.
Yes, sir.
You know that for sure.
For developing.
Show me your backend. Show me your backend. And I know for sure HTML integrating, ASPS with MySQL, you have lots of issues. Show me how you establish connection between both the front end and the back end. Show me the connection part. How do you establish connection between your back end and your front end? By default, it won't happen, right?
No, sir.
You know what I mean?
Import it.
No.
Sir, you have
to make the web page talk to your database. Okay, you have to write a script.
Yes,
sir. So show me that script part. Yeah. Normally we segment it into it's called MVC pattern. Okay, model, view, and controller. Okay, I'm asking about the controller now. Yeah, show me the connection part.
1 second, sir.
Guys, you should know your codes, okay? You should know where it resides. How many tables are here? How many databases have you created?
So one database for
how many tables? How many tables?
Oh, 1 second, sir. Based on attributes.
Why 1 second? How many tables are in your database? I can see it here only. You're telling me 1 second. One database, correct? How many tables are there?
One database. These are the attributes. Sir.
I'm not asking of attributes, Baba. I'm asking of tables. How many tables are in your database? Good boy.
One table.
Good boy. You have not done anything, and location is telling you Belgium, minimum pH, maximum pH, existing project. No. Oh, so smart. See, Belgium, have you been to Belgium?
No, sir.
Then location is Belgium only.
Sir, you're storing it, sir.
Justify why the location is Belgium.
Sir, we are
and you don't even know how many tables. You don't know how many tables that are in your database. Good. And you don't know how you establish connection between your back end and your front end. You use PHP. Good. Good boy. And you want us to simply see and listen to you.
Sir?
You want us to simply see, show me the table that holds the login details. Show. The login detail which we are showing before, right? Show me the table that holds it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. What happens? Why is this hard coded? What happens if I forget my username and password? Can I recover it? Did you understand what I mean?
Yes, yes, sir.
Why must I hard code this now?
It triggers a message saying that you have entered the invite.
Okay, now, as I'm looking at you now, create a new user from your front end. Let me see it reflect in the back end, because you can do one thing. You can add all these details here in the back end simply, and then you take it from the front end, which is your traditional way of doing things. Now, as I'm looking at you now, register a new user from the front end. Let me see it reflect here. Now, register Victor quickly. Put any email. Okay, now phone number, make it 12 digits. Keep typing. Keep typing in phone number. Keep typing. Keep typing. Keep typing. Good boy. Keep typing. See, simple validation you cannot do. Phone number should be
it should be 10 numbers.
It should be 10. Password, keep typing. Keep typing password. Keep typing. Type anything. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. See. Keep moving. Good boy. You put at everything you can inject also. It takes everything.
So
Like that only. No simple validation you guys cannot do. Huh? Fine. Address. Now, who wants to feed the address? Why can't you enable location, right? You spoke about Google API, right? You can enable location now.
yes, sir.
Okay, quickly, put now and feed it into the thing. Put password. Okay, submit. Yeah, invalid phone number. Now, the problem is, how do I know which one is valid? As you are typing, can't you validate it there only? Right?
So there was
Ah.
my.
Okay, submit.
1 second, sir.
After this, you show me how you validated this, okay? And now go to your database. Registered successful.
So,
Okay, it came.
yes, sir.
So my next, it came. So I want you to tell me how you establish connection now. Just now it came. Show me the code, okay, that enabled this to happen. It doesn't happen like that, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Show me how you validated this. Yeah, show me the code which did that. Do you know where it is? You
Sir.
don't know, right? Do you know where it is?
Yes, sir. So my MySQL connection.
My SQL connection. So show me now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, please listen. Listen. Now that you are telling the internet is not there only, but my only doubt is, where is Belgium from this thing? Have you been to Belgium? How did you get Belgium data?
So just we added the database when we collected the data set. It was like that, sir.
Okay, good boy. Okay, I rest my case. Enough. I'm done. I think I'm done. Him are Prasanna sir and ma'am. We wind up. Guys, what I expect, what I expect at this stage is for you to show the working model, right? From how you integrate with this to that and entire thing, not showing some basic thing. Okay.
Okay.
So when will you guys?
Yeah, we got to know that they don't know anything.
When will you guys complete this, guys? When will you complete this?
Within a week.
Within a week.
Yes.
Please speak up. Now I'm shouting already.
Yes, sir.
Please remember one thing. Whatever, you should know your code hands down. Okay.
Okay.
Wherever someone asks you what, you should tell immediately. Okay. Yeah. And try to integrate everything and at least have a 90% working project. Bye. The time is over here. Bye, guys.